am I so happy to be spending this cozy evening with the Sonder community. Welcome to the Coloring Social. I am super glad to see some new faces or new names in the chat and some familiar names, and we love this time. I'm inviting you to come with your coloring page, but also it's a great social for you to embrace your hobbies, the things that quiet you, that help your mind kind of just, get into that moment. If you are here for the first time, we're going to have a lot of beautiful music, slow background stuff. So you can just take this time to spend it either with your coloring page or working on something else that will help you be mindful and embrace a few minutes for just you. Little talking in the chat. Our hearts do go out to our California friends, our community that may be affected directly. We are, of course, holding you up through those fires and also just this Arctic blast. Y'all, they're shutting Texas down. Not really Texas, but like North Texas. There's no school for our kids tomorrow because we're expected to get a little bit of snow and nobody knows what they're doing. We lose our minds. But very excited to be cozy with you. I have a cup of peppermint tea and I'm just ready to chillax. We're going to be exploring tonight the idea of wintering and just taking a few moments to think about what wintering looks like through that lens of prosperity and having a prosperous life. So there are those community guidelines, and I neglected to tell you, you do have Team Jennifer on the call tonight. So Jennifer K is coming to us from very chilly Minnesota, and then she'll be in the chat hanging out. If you have any questions along the way, she'll help guide you. Oh, good. Callie you forgot your tea. I often forget that I brewed tea, then I gotta microwave it, then I forget it in the microwave. So yeah, warm beverage. But those community guidelines just remind us we create safe spaces when we're together. I know if you are a returning social or you have seen these before, but it is about keeping our space nice and safe. We're going to have our opening activity again around the idea of wintering, coloring time, and then we will close. Of course, we're looking at prosperity this month, and I love that this community is doing that because I think we're kind of taking the idea of a traditional prosperity mindset and turning it on its head, because we know as the Sonder community how to embrace true prosperity through our health, through our mindset, through the blessings that we have, through those daily gratitudes, through all the things that aren't necessarily set with a money mindset. So this is such a fun one to explore with you all. And I wanted to talk about, I shared it the Monday morning setup. I was the facilitator for that I just read a book about wintering. And so I thought it fit in perfectly as we're embracing our snowflake, the beginning of a new year, this idea of true prosperity. Wintering is a reminder to all of us that life, like nature, is cyclical. Nothing is forever, not even our darkest moments. And so, from that book called Wintering: The Power of Rest and Retreat in Difficult Times, there was an article written from mariashriver.com. Jen's going to share that in the chat if you'd like to go just take a look at that article that interviews the author of this book, Wintering. And some of the things that I pulled out of that article was, if we can listen to it, which I love the idea of, if we'll just be still and listen. Winter invites us into a more contemplative mode, reflecting on the year that just passed and making plans The truth is that many of us wait until we absolutely crash before we allow ourselves to winter. And even then, we do it resentfully. But we have to learn how to rest. And this is preaching to the choir right here. It's possible to sink into our personal winters and use them as times for active reflection and learning. But we have to accept them. It's time to recognize that everybody winters, and usually several times across a lifetime. And sometimes wintering happens through dark periods, through really hard struggles. It's not a sign that we've failed to hold it together. It's a normal part of the life cycle. We don't pay attention. Like if we lived our life through the seasons and the messages that the seasons send us, we would know to slow down during this time. Wintering is an open invitation to take better care of ourselves, and that means different things to different people. So I would like to invite you to turn to a notes page or grab that extra journal that you keep for your big reflections and thinking about winter as a season of rest and renewal. It offering time to slow down, reflect, and then prepare for growth. Consider the concept of wintering in your life, not just during the challenging times, but using them as an opportunity to reset and grow stronger. And imagine deliberately creating this idea of a wintering season. What do you need to let go of or pause to make space so that you can rest and reflect? And how might that help you build a more prosperous and fulfilling life in the future if you're giving yourself that permission to rest? And then, as you're reflecting, consider what new habits, perspectives, or insights emerged from the last wintering experience you had. Maybe something that was tough that you came through on the other side and realized you learned so much. And that what you're carrying today because of that. And I'm going to put on a good little chunk of music while you reflect on this. And you might want to grab a photo of this little prompt. So maybe it's something you'll sort of start on and then think about as you travel through this month of prosperity. I'll be back to check in with you in just a moment, and feel free to share in the chat the things that might be coming up for you because you may inspire someone else. And again, give yourself a lot of space to work on this. If it's not the time, grab a screenshot and just start maybe jotting down small things, and you may dig into this as we travel through the month. And I'll be back in a few moments to check in with you. Thank you for spending a few moments with this reflection, or at least capturing it and thinking about what wintering means to you, what it looks like in your life, especially as we think about a prosperous life. And, I hope that, it kind of gave you some things to think about. I thought, maybe there's something to being more like a bear in the winter and slowing down. And a few pounds may visit my body because I'm not as active, but maybe right now all my body needs is stretching and not the 10,000 steps a day. So, just some ideas to kind of bounce around in your head. And I appreciate those of you who are just ready to dig into this beautiful snowflake. I was sharing with Jennifer, one of my favorite things to color, to work on, to meditate with is a mandala. And this one is perfect because it's embracing our winter, and mandalas are so good for us because we really can get in this flow with our coloring because of the patterns. The mandalas are just so important. They have this symbolic representation, because think about all the mandalas you find in nature through flowers and pine cones and shells, and mandalas are everywhere. And so it connects us to those things that are in the universe. It provides great art therapy because we are reducing our stress and anxiety. We promote relaxation. We settle our brains when we're working on these very pattern driven coloring pages. And then, of course, a mandala is a great meditative aid when you're going into a meditation. You can count out, like, there are 13 little snowflake things around the outside. You can use it as a way to do breathing. I think there are 13 respirations on average every minute that deep um uh deep breathing that we can do. We could do 13 is like a good average amount of those deep breaths, so maybe you use that in a breathing way. This is also a great little tracker, that you could be tracking something and coloring in bits at a time. So as we are looking into this, I've pulled together some examples. Folks have been very excited about this page because it is so appealing to color mandalas and the snowflakes. I've got some examples from Sonder Community, but I've also peppered in some fun quotes for you to look at if you wanted to incorporate quotes within your coloring page or somewhere else. I love this one because look at that negative space. We sometimes forget about that, but it's colored almost like the northern lights there. And then just, bright colors. You can turn this into anything you want using your favorite colors. And then there's a great example of how someone has just really embraced the negative space to put some meaningful words on this page. So I'm going to stop talking, and I have a bunch of beautiful snowflakey kind of music to play while you're coloring. I'll come in. Oh, Sandra, thank you for posting at Sonder Club so that we could share with everybody. I love it. And I'll go back and forth between these slides. If you're not sure how you want to start and you see something that inspires you, you can be inspired by our Sonder community. And then if you're working on something else, let us know. I'd love to know how you're taking this time for yourself this evening.
I'm staying so far away 'cause I love you. This Christmas I'm singing alone in my room 'cause I love you. This Christmas. I'm hanging the lights on my window and thinking about the good times, my darling. There'll be so many more if we just make it through these hard times. It's only for now. It's only for now. I'll see you next year. I'll see you next year when the sun's out again. So I hope you are cozy and warm wherever you are. Shelter, I'm trying the best that I can 'cause I love you this Christmas. I'm shaping these small paper snowflakes and thinking about my loved ones. I'll send you the song from my room 'cause I love you this Christmas. It's only for now. It's only for now. It's only for now. It's only for now.
Just gonna do a little check-in, see how you guys are doing. Hopefully you're remembering to do those deep breathing moments through this. Don't get tense through your practice. Some great ideas about what wintering is looking like, and maybe stopping to notice that your body is saying, hey, pay attention. We need to slow it down a little bit. And um, Jean, I'm gonna just say, what you put in the chat, I can feel my body yearning to winter. I think it's time that I listen. What a amazing word, yearning, right? And it goes right along with this quote that's on our screen currently. Winter knows to hush, still, listen, so the soul can speak. So I'm hoping that, perhaps we're going to have a little takeaway tonight about, how do we truly practice beautiful self-care so that we can live this prosperous life and embrace. And I think many of us, we're in a Western society that just says go, 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 go all the time. and we can learn so much from what the seasons are telling us. So, thank you for taking moments to share as you're leaning into your practice tonight. This is definitely the meditation part of coloring is so good for that reset and that slowing down. So you're already embracing a little bit of wintering, whether you knew that or not. And I'm gonna continue to put on some more music, and as things pop along, be sure to share in the chat. And again, make sure your shoulders are relaxed and you're taking some good, deep cleansing breaths to get the most out of your practice. Thank you for spending time this evening and wintering with me a little bit, slowing the pace down. We would love to see your coloring page in Sonder Club, but I would also love to hear or to read about your thoughts of what wintering looks like to you, or some things that you might be considering over the next couple of days. So please feel free to pop on there on Sonder Club and share, some insights into what you are thinking about with this idea of wintering in your life. There's the playlist for this evening, and if you're not on Spotify, or if you might want to grab a screenshot, because I think those are just some fun little snowy songs. And then I shared my link to Spotify, and it is my prosperity list, but all these snowy songs are down at the bottom of that list. And I am just really honored to have spent some time with you, Jennifer. And I love when we get to hang out together with the Sonder family. Just one more little shout out about this personalized coach. Pat got online today on Sonder Club and posted this. If you didn't see her little, shout out to it, she expressed how much that she's enjoyed it, and encouraged you to maybe check that out. So I just wanted to remind you of that. And again, thanks for joining us. It was a nice time to winter together.
Look who's coming! Here comes Susie Snowflake dressed in a snow white gown. Tap, tap, tapping at your window pane to tell you she's in town. Here comes Susie Snowflake, soon you will hear her say, come out everyone and play with me, I haven't long to stay. If you want to make a snowman, I'll